Now, during the next 10 minutes, we'll discuss the most important business events which will take place from the 4th to 10th of February. You're watching Events Around the Corner on Kazakh TV. On February 4th, London will host the Syria Donors Conference. The visit of Kazakhstani delegation to Tehran is planned for February 6th. And the 7th of February is a day when the mandatory car insurance law comes into force in Kyrgyzstan. Let's discuss this and other news in detail. On Thursday, February 4th, London will host the Syria Donors Conference. The charitable meeting is a result of combined efforts by several countries, including the UK, Germany, Norway, Kuwait and the United Nations. The conference participants aim to raise significant new funding to meet the needs of those affected by the Syria crisis within the country itself and by supporting neighboring countries hosting refugees. The initiative group of countries has made a joint announcement which states that a political solution is necessary to bring the Syrian conflict to an end. The countries are committed to working with each other and international partners to achieve that and to support the development of an inclusive, peaceful and prosperous Syria. The UN humanitarian agencies face serious shortage of funds required for the execution of aid programs in the region. Last year, they failed to raise at least half of the required funds to meet the plan. The UN stated that the conference in London would allow them to remind the world about the suffering of civilian residents in Syria. On the same day, February 4th, the Russian capital will host the 18th National Forum on International Security, titled InfoForum 2016, which is a vital annual event related to information security in Russia. Among the participants of the forum are more than 1,500 practicing specialists, IT directors of federal and regional ministries and departments, large manufacturing enterprises and IT companies, leading experts and analysts from the information security and informational communications technologies will present reports. Members of the forum aim to determine technological trends, political objectives and direction of the sector's further development in the present year. InfoForum is also known as a reward ceremony for the laureates of the professional award in the information security sector, Silver Dagger, as well as for the winners of student and young specialist contests, titled InfoForum New Generation. It is interesting to note that Kazakhstan intends to improve the structure of the information security and cover the entire financial sector in the following 5 years. In Vladivostok, February 4th is marked as the launch date of the second stage of Startup Tour 2016. This is a large-scale project in the territory of CIS which aims at finding promising innovational projects and developing competence among entry-level startup teams in high-tech industry. This year, Startup Tour will visit 11 cities in Russia and travel to Almaty, Kazakhstan and Minsk, Belarus. Startup Tour contributes to the organization of innovations-oriented societies of young scientists and developers, entrepreneurs, investors, representatives of industrial parks, leading regional universities and research institutes. More than 1,200 startups will be examined in the course of the tour. The jury will consist of 50 top-gun experts on the market, including popular business persons, angel investors, mentors, and representatives of investment funds and development institutes. The winners of Startup Tour 2016 will have an opportunity to take part in the famous Startup Village conference, as well as to share in 100 million ruble prize fund granted by the Foundation for Assistance to Small Innovative Enterprises in Science and Technology. On Friday, February 5th, public hearing on imposition of the minimum customs duty on steel imports will take place in India. The Ministry of Steel of India stated that 26% of credits received by the steel industry are at a stressful state and may cause problems. The main reason is considered to be a huge wave of cheap imports and the following price drop on metal products, which causes deprivation of working capital for steelmakers in India. The Indian metallurgy is among the most dynamically developing industries, which is, according to government program of industrialization, predicted to triple its volumes in the next 10 years. Rapid increase of capacity requires huge investment and consequently further calls for borrowed funds. The decrease in working capital reserves endangers capabilities of the majority of companies to service their debts. The steel sector of this country presses for the creation of insurmountable barriers concerning cheap steel imports and asks for imposition of anti-dumping duties. On Saturday, February 6th, a Kazakhstani delegation led by Minister of Investment and Development Asset Isakeshev is planning a visit to Tehran. As informed by our department, Kazakhstan and Iran will conduct the first large-scale business event in Tehran since the sanctions on Islamic Republic were lifted earlier this year. The principal concern of the discussion is the development of collaboration regarding exports of Kazakhstani produce to the market of Iran. In view of the previously mentioned, the trade mission will be conducted a meeting of sellers and buyers. Within the framework of the visit, a Kazakhstani-Iranian business forum will be held, organized by the National Buy-to-Rec Holding and National Export and Investment Agency, Kazakh Invest. Members of the forum will discuss issues of subsequent collaboration in relation to infrastructural industrial projects, as well as issues regarding realization of joint projects. Opportunities for investment, along with measures of state support, will be demonstrated to the Iranian side during the event. The business forum is predicted to gather more than 40 representatives of big enterprises from Kazakhstan and 150 largest Iranian corporations. Furthermore, Asset Isakeshev is planning to arrange a meeting with a number of officials, including ministers of transport and agriculture, as well as with members of Iranian business circles. On Sunday, February 7th, the law of mandatory vehicle insurance will come into force in Kyrgyzstan. Car owners will be given 2 months to insure their vehicles. Those who fail to obtain the insurance will be fined. The average car insurance tariff is 2,000 som per year. The cost of obligatory car insurance policy will be calculated separately for each vehicle. The legislative goal is to protect the rights of those who happen to cover compensations following a car accident. According to official information, more than 1 million vehicles are registered in Kyrgyzstan. As of today, 15 insurance companies are operating in the market. In turn, Kyrgyz car owners are concerned that the absence of efficient mechanism of damage extent evaluation and its further compensation to the victims of traffic-related accidents, this might result in the rise of social tension. Car owners of Kyrgyzstan are preparing a message to the parliament and the president demanding a delay of mandatory car insurance until the implementation mechanics are announced. Activists argue that MTPL law hasn't been operating to the full and may lead to social indignation and frustration. They are afraid that the government wouldn't be able to guarantee any reimbursements due to the absence of unified methods of damage appraisal in case of car accidents, as well as it is lacking mechanisms for controversial cases resolution.
В случае ДТП и отсутствуют механизмы решения спорных случаев.
Turkey will hold a tender for Syria gas pipeline construction, which will transport gas from Iraqi Kurdistan all the way to Turkey. The gas pipeline will be 185 kilometers long. The Turkish side hopes that the pipeline construction will be finished as fast as the maximum of 2 years and aims at shortening the deadline. Earlier this month, the economic counselor of the regional government of Kurdistan, Bivar Kansi, has stated to Iraqi television Al Somaria that the most realistic period of launching the transportation of natural gas to Turkey is by the end of 2016. This pipeline will be transporting up to 10 billion cubic meters from Turkey to European countries. The tender is open for either domestic or international companies. On Wednesday, February 10th, Moscow will host an annual conference titled The Development of International Collaboration and GNSS Solutions for Guaranteeing Cargo and Transport Security. This conference will launch as part of the 21st International Forum, The Technology Security. The goal of the conference is the development of increased GLONASS technologies usage for economic security. Members of the conference will discuss the present state, perspectives and stages of GLONASS development and discuss competition in satellite navigation in the market. The conference participant list consists of directors of enterprises, users of security systems, specialists solving issues in relation to providing security in the field of terrorism, extremism, and law and order protection. This forum will also gather consumers of navigation technologies and services, for whom control over their body power, resources and technique
которых актуален контроль собственных сил, техники и ресурсов.
This has been our perspective on the coming week. You've watched events around the corner. See you next time on Kazakh TV.
На канале Kazakh TV.